let's get right into something that you know a little bit about. The Buffalo Sabres. I feel like we're beating a dead horse here a little bit, but that's also an appropriate analogy at this point. It's just kind of getting out of control with this team. What do they do right now as the playoffs are basically out of the picture at this point?
Just what they're doing. They've given up. And they really have. Some of their, they open up the lead against Edmonton and just quit playing. How about those two teams? They both tanked the same time frame. They got, one of them's going to get McDavid, the other's a consolation prize, Eichel. Tanking works, doesn't it? Neither team.
You're going to start that. You're going to go down that road. The tanking doesn't work.
I'm just saying.
It worked for Edmonton for a year.
Unless you have someone in charge who knows what they're doing, and they didn't.
Well, that's the problem. It wasn't the tank that was the issue. It was GMTM deciding we're going to go for it all like 8 hours after they finished tanking. What are you doing? And then you bring in Evander Kane to be the veteran leader in your dressing room? What are you, out of your mind?
He wasn't supposed to be the leader.
He ended up being it last season.
Well, he might have been better than the one they had.
Watch your mouth, turtleneck.
I know the guy can play, but I don't know if he's a leader.
You're segueing right into it for me. How much of this falls on the captain?
No, doesn't fall on him this year. He's played great this year. He's played great in big moments. He has carried that team. The problems with this team are not Jack Eichel.
I don't know if he's a leader in the room. I don't know that. I know on the ice you're right. At big times when they've needed someone to say, hey, follow me, he's done that. So a whole lot more of the onus is on other people. I don't know about Phil Housley. Is he the right guy? I don't know. And everybody talks, you got to have a fiery guy behind the bench. No. And you don't. But I think you need a little more emotion than he has.
I watched.
Maybe not. But I'm just looking at it from an outsider's view now, and that's what I'm seeing.
I watched this team play, and it snowballs on them so fast. Yeah. That Edmonton game specifically.
Fragile would be the best word to describe.
So coach, players, who's that on? That's got to be on somebody.
Okay, part of it's fragile, but I also think you're exposing how shallow your team is based on those quick goals. Listen, over the last 5 games, they've given up 2 to 3 goals within 4 minutes, 5 out of the last 6 games, which is insanity. But when you stand back and look at it from a roster point of view, right, you have your top line that you can rely on and a top pair of D-men now in Montour and Dahlin that you're confident everything's going to be just fine. Everything behind that is a complete tire fire, right? The only glimmers of hope.
They're better than they were.
But that's my point, right? So, of course, when you're changing lines after giving up goals, well, you're putting a worse product on the ice every time, which will lead to more problems.
I will say this. I'm not looking at this half full because it's been a bad year, but I'll make the golf analogy for you. The guys who can succeed in golf are the guys who can score low, who can go really low. The guy who's close to par struggles. This hockey team can go birdies. They have elite talent on this team, but when they're bad, they're double bogey. I will take that. Does this make sense? You know what you have.
Sure.
And
do they have that much elite talent?
You don't think they do?
They have some elite talent. I think you're talking about a defenseman.
Dahlin will be, and Eichel is.
Will be. Okay, and you keep Skinner, and I think Reinhardt is a very good player.
I think he's gone.
No, what are you talking?
It has nothing to do with how much they try to keep him. I really don't think. Why would you sign there if you're him?
I think he likes being in Buffalo.
He's right down the street from
town. He loved being in L.A. or love being in another big market.
Everybody talks about it. Nobody wants to be in L.A.
No.
Nobody
look what's going on
in L.A.
You have a center, the best center you ever played with, who you're having a career year with. You're like 7 minutes from home, yet you're making American money. Why would you not want to be in Buffalo?
I'm just that's my read.
He just said, why would you not want to be in Buffalo?
Well, I'm
Flip that.
And if he signs, then they're over the hump. Then they've proven, okay, what we have here will sell and people are buying in. I just don't see people buying in right now.